I know it's been a minute, but I needed to say a few things about this Michael Orr lawsuit. What's crazy is that Sean Tuohy has the nerve to say he's insulted and devastated. And he thinks that people are so stupid that they are going to believe that he really mean that. He's not insulted or devastated. What he is probably very rich and very comfortable. And don't think for 1 minute that this is the only scheming and scamming that they have done. In my opinion, there's more. I took a few hours out of my afternoon to take a good look at their foundation, the Make It Happen Foundation. And oh, baby, oh, there's a lot there. There's a whole lot there. I don't understand it, but we'll get into that in a minute. The lawsuit was filed in Shelby County, Tennessee today, August 14th. And what he's saying is that, what he's alleging is that the family that he thought loved him, cared for him, had his best interest at heart, that what they did was tricked him into signing over a conservatorship right after he turned 18. That's the first thing. He's alleging that he was tricked, that he thought he was being adopted, but he was not being adopted at all. He was signing over basically his rights. They were interested in those rights because they know a few years down the road, they are looking at a lucrative NFL contract, and they want all of those contracts to come through them. They want to take control of his money and all of his business. And he indeed got drafted. He played for the Panthers, the Titans, and the Ravens. All while these people held a conservatorship over him. He was not adopted. He was not their son. He was not mom and dad. What he was a cash cow for them. Because The Blind Side, from the research I did, that movie grossed about $418 million. There was an extra $113 million from the DVD sales. So he was a cash cow. He wasn't a son. That's what he was. $418 million. In the lawsuit, it is, alleged that the Tuohy's, Sean and Leanne, received $225,000, and that their biological children, this story is not even about them. It's about Michael, but the biological children, they received $225,000 as well. On top of that, the Tuohy's would receive 2.5% of all future defined net proceeds from The Blind Side, which was based on the 2006 book, The Blind Side, Evolution of the Game, by his childhood friend, Sean's childhood friend, Michael Lewis. So the question is, how much money did they make? And if they loved their adopted son so much, why wasn't his name on any contracts? If they took the time out to add their two biological children on a contract so they could receive some money, why didn't they add their adopted son, whose life this story was about, onto contracts so he could earn what was rightfully, not earn, but receive what was rightfully his as well? If they loved their adopted son so much and they're so insulted and so devastated. What's insulting is that Sean Tuohy thinks people are too stupid to see that they saw this kid as a lick. This was a lick. They saw that lucrative NFL contract down the road and they thought, you know what, we're just going to take control. Never mind the fact that he's 18. Never mind the fact that that conservatorship was granted in 2004. It is 2023. But let's get into the foundation records. I'm not an IRS expert or a tax preparer or anything like that, but I do know how to read. And I think that these people, in my opinion, have been scheming and scamming, because if you will steal a conservatorship from a kid and tell him that you're adopting him, you'll do anything. And according to these tax records, things look kind of funky to me. They look kind of funky. I can read, and I'm not understanding some things here. Some things look kind of funny to me, but let's get into the foundation records. But let's take a look at what our good Christians are doing. You know, those Christians with that giving heart. Let's take a look at what their paperwork says. I'm trying to figure out how in the hell does somebody run a foundation this way? How much do you think it cost them to give away $19,000? How much do you think it cost them to do that? Remember, these are Christians, good Christians. These are savvy business people. How much do you think it cost them to give away less than $20,000? Drop down in the comments and tell me what you think. If you think nonprofits are not a hustle, you are naive. You are mistaken. Well, if my math is correct, we need to add up all these fees and expenses. For this $19,000 that they gave out, the program expenses, $40,375. Administrative expenses, $14,896. And I'm trying to figure out, why does it cost $54,000? Plus in my opinion, to give away less than $20,000. I need my good Christians to answer this question. Why does it cost nearly $55,000 to give away less than 20? I need S.J. Tuohy to answer that. Collins, Tuohy Smith to answer that. Leanne Lyon Tuohy to answer that. Sean Tuohy to answer that. You should be insulted and devastated as a Christian that your foundation is being ran this way. Because remember, you guys are such savvy business people. And I think that this is the same year that Robert Freed, the late Robert Freed, made a donation. If I'm not mistaken, he's the guy that was the subject of one of those true crime books for something that he did in the late 60s. But it's interesting, you know, some of the characters and some of the organizations who have donated to the Make It Happen Foundation, when this lady is literally, this family, this foundation is literally dispersing pennies on the dollar. This wealthy family, pennies on the dollar. But if you go and you look at the social media, Leanne Tuohy's I'm talking about, her social media, you will see tons of pictures of her with black and brown children, making her look like she's the saint that she isn't. Making her look like the saint that she is not. Because your paperwork don't lie. The paperwork tells the true picture of exactly how charitable you really are. But we're going to get into in this next episode how they've benefited, all of them, from Michael Oher. And a heads up, 2012 don't look good. 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Because I went over all of them. What you think happened and I'll give a detailed analysis of that on the next episode, because it's just too much to add into this one, because I think this one is already at 30 minutes. What do you think happened in 2012? They gave out $24,000 but it took $28,000 to do it. Crazy, right? Crazy. I wonder if SJ can explain, how that happens the next time he's interviewed on Barstool. Don't forget to like and share this video. I'm really troubled by the fact that a lot of what's been covered, and I know it's only been 24 hours, because as you can see, it takes me 3 months to do an episode. But a lot of what's been covered is, well, I don't know, the movie studios got the money. Of course they did. But that doesn't mean that the Tuohy'S, because if you do the math, let's say that $418 million that I have displayed, let's say that figure is close to what, as far as the box office, we're not talking about merchandise and all that other stuff, but is as close to the correct figure as possible. If they indeed got 2.5% of that, that's $10 million that Michael Oher didn't get. So miss me with, they didn't make a lot of money. I think $10 million is a lot of money. But we're going to get to all of the other money that was made. We're going to get to that in episode 3. That Barstool interview was so annoying, to sit there and listen to SJ not answer questions, gaslight Michael Oher. Well, if he doesn't want to be under the conservatorship, it's fine. It's fine. It's no problem. We are a rich conservative family, as if their connection to Michael Oher didn't, and that may be true, but that doesn't negate the fact that their connection, their affiliation, because it wasn't a relationship with Michael Oher, didn't further enrich them. I just wonder if there would have been a book deal for, the couple had it not been for Michael Oher. No. Would Collins, Tuohy Smith, the daughter, would her cookies and icing and all of this landed on the Today Show in Hobby Lobby and all of that, were it not for her connection to Michael Oher? I don't think so. Would the mom, who claimed to be an interior decorator, would she have landed on Extreme Makeovers as an interior designer had it not been for Michael Oher? I don't think so, because I can't find anything about her interior designs prior to, and I looked. But we'll get into that in the next episode. For now, y'all, like this video, share it, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to my other channels, and I will talk to y'all in a couple of hours.